so we are here with fourth-year head coach Jack Casey. Jack, good to see you again. Really excited for this year. You've built this for 3 years now. You know, really done an awesome job, and you're a very well-respected person in the women's basketball community and at Montana College. Last year, I would say your most successful season, making it to the conference playoffs for the first time, with a 9-17 record. Overall, 5-7 in the Great Northeast Athletic Conference, as the 8th seed. This year, it seems like you have a lot of pieces to work with. What's your expectation?
Right. Well, I appreciate the comments, Greg. Last year we obviously wanted to get into the tournament. We had to. We wanted to get in a little earlier than we did. We had a great win. Probably the key was the road game at Johnson and Wales. We won in overtime because we were both pretty much fighting for the same spot that day, and so we had a big win there. And then, that wasn't the last one, but we came back and kind of held serve here. And this year, the goals we've talked about with the kids. When obviously when they're keeping score, you want to win them all. Yeah. So, but in order to do that, you just take one game at a time. But we'd like to get a home, like a home conference game in the tournament would be great. So make the tournament, get a home game, try to win the conference outright so you get all home games, which is, I think, an advantage that they changed the format of the tournament from used to the Final Four and having it in one place, and was really, I think, a great advantage for that school to do that. So I think the higher seed getting the home game is huge, and it's a great incentive for us to try to play great and try to win. Now, the league's very competitive, and so we know that. But the girls play real hard, and we have a great non-conference schedule. I think it'll help us get ready for that. So I'm very excited. As you mentioned, we have some of the kids, most of the kids back from last year, and it takes some people time, a little get to know things, and then we have some new kids that I think are going to really be a big help to us. It'll be fun.
You hired Amanda Shannon as your assistant coach. She's awesome. She seems like such a great addition to the team. What is she going to bring, and what kind of element is she going to have with the team?
Right. Well, we were very fortunate, obviously, to have Leah Lipschitz for 2 years here. It was a great, former D1 player, and then played at Emmanuel. Was a winner. Real energetic, loves basketball. She, fortunately for her, unfortunately for us, got a head coaching job at Lesley University. Might be college, Greg, at the time. And we were super fortunate to get a replacement for her that is really someone who's very similar in a lot of ways. Huge energy, loves the game, was an excellent college player, Division II player at Merrimack. Was a captain there, all conference for a couple of years. Relates super well with the girls. Just is a great kid and a lot of passion for the game. So was kind of worried when Leah left because it's hard to find great people. But Amanda's really, we don't skip a beat, and she's done great. And we're real anxious to. We had our one scrimmage, which was our first test of can we go play somebody else, and how do she and I kind of work together was fun, and seems like it's going to be great.
Is there a new kind of offensive and defensive scheme? Are you going with the same kind of thing you did in the past couple of years? Have you changed anything? What's your plan for the year?
Well, we're trying to. Part of having experienced kids is you can kind of build on what you already have. So you can always go. You kind of have the kind of build the repertoire a little bit. Add some things that, since everybody knows those things, or most have a pretty good idea, then we can kind of expand a little bit. And then that also, when we add a couple of players that we've added with little different skills, it can expand some things. So first of all, our priorities, we're always trying to fast break. Like that doesn't change. We're trying to go as fast as we can and still take care of the basketball. So those are, you can't throw the ball over the gym, but we don't want to just walk it up. So that's a challenge for the kids. But we have, as you remember, Shannon Wood was just a tremendous addition last year. Changed how we can play because of her ball handling skills, and we've really added another similar player this year. Ebony Acosta is a transfer. I coached against her in high school, actually, in Connecticut. She had a D2 scholarship down at Goldie Beacom College in Delaware, pardon me, and then decided she wanted to come closer to home. So she's a tremendous ball handler, very quick, flashy, really allows us to keep running. Shannon never could come out of the game last year. She and Jaylene Rivera were 1 and 2 in the conference in minutes played, and literally they both almost played every minute, which was unbelievable. For two reasons. One is it's hard to do, and two is they both play so hard. So it's a testimony to them how great shape they were in, how fierce competitors they are. But luckily we have another ball handler now that can really come in and keep the pace right where it was, and we can rotate people. That's going to be great. And Missy Collins, who was a freshman here 2 years ago and had a great freshman year, both in the classroom and on the court, you know, wasn't able to be in school last year for financial aid reasons, worked hard to come back, and Missy's game is pretty explosive. She also can handle the ball, but she gets to the basket, she shoots, you know, has great range. She's a really strong player. So it allows us to expand things a little bit, so we'll kind of keep those things we have and hopefully be able to mix things up a little more now for people. So, you know, people that scouted us say, well, you know, they do these few things, and now we can do a few more
Well,
things.
so I know you elaborated a little bit about players. I'm going to start with just a couple of the returning players.
Sure.
Shannon Wood, obviously the leading scorer last year, 104 assists, also assist leader. Really unbelievable with the ball.
Oh, right.
And we've talked about this, you know, she's just one of those kids that, you know, she can do a little bit of everything as a guard. You know, what do you expect from her this year?
I think she's going to have a huge year. There were really I mean, everything about Shannon last year was a plus, and I used to kid her the only negative is trying to get her to shoot a little more, because she's such a good shooter. She came from, you know, her situation, pure point guard at Bryant, where they had other shooters, and literally kind of probably said, hey, we don't need you to shoot. So that was her mindset coming in, and I tried to explain to her one of our biggest weapons is going to be you getting good shots. So she's picked up right where she's left off. I mean, she's you know, working very hard. She's super fast. She's great with the ball. You know, and she's really a good leader. Last year, when she was coming in, she was a junior D1 transfer. And I talked to her, you know, about the possibility of being a captain. I mean, she's going to obviously be a leader on the court. Thought, you know, there was some merit to the idea. She had a really great reaction to that. I thought, first of all, she appreciated, you know, me talking to her about it, but she thought, you know, Joe, I'm new here. I think, with the deference to the people that have been here, I'd rather not. It's not going to change how I try to lead or help the team win, which I thought was pretty admirable. And this year, didn't give her much of a choice about that, and she is, I think, excited to step into that role. And she's been, from the first day, even from preseason, but she's been doing just a great job. So I think she's going to have a great year. She got some recognition last year in the conference. I think actually she didn't quite get the recognition she really deserved, and if we can use that as a little incentive, that's great.
Jaylene Rivera, 11.5 points a game. You know, she's second leading scorer. The fact that she is one of the shortest players on the team and she's a leading rebounder shows what kind of versatility she can bring, and her toughness and her heart, and she's amazing.
Oh,
you know,
sure.
I mean, obviously you expect one of her best years this year.
Right. She is like, as you mentioned, and her heart is immeasurable, and her effort level, and she's not slowed by, well, she's not slowed by anything, but the fact that, like, she had 7 double-doubles last year. She had some immense games. I mean, she had some double-doubles where it was like 18 and 50, and like you said, she literally is mostly the shortest player on the court. So Jaylene's just one of the fiercest competitors I've ever seen, and loves to just go do her best at stuff. Loves being part of the team, helping us try to win. There's not a better student athlete here. There's not a better kid that I had the pleasure of dealing with, and she just wants to keep getting better every day, which is what our team goal is. But you know, some people, they kind of plateau, or you know, or they don't have days where it happens all the time, and she's literally trying to do that. And she has the toughest major in the school, and now she's in all her senior internships and stuff, and she doesn't miss a beat. So she's excited about the season, and you know,
She's having fun again. she's another kid that just really just works so hard,
Right.
you know, and 9.7 points a game last year, third leading scorer on the team. She can rebound,
Right.
she's just effort is another thing where she's another one of those kids that just is so tough,
Right.
all effort, all day long. What do you expect from her?
I tell you, we were a little behind the 8 ball this year because Abby played volleyball this year and did not play last year. So she wasn't around right from the beginning. I knew it really wasn't going to affect her because, like you said, her effort is really one of those rare 100% kids. And I've never been, the coaches used to say, give me 110%. It didn't ring with me. I mean, 100 is the best you can do, so everybody else is either a little less than that or, or they're awesome. So she is one of those kids, and I think she's, so when she came back from volleyball, her shot might not be dropping like it will or didn't right away, but nothing else has missed a beat, and I think she's stronger, and I think she's even more aggressive. I think last year helped her confidence a lot, and and really at the end of the season, I mean, our conference loss the tournament loss rather to Suffolk, Abby that day was probably the key player in the game for us. That was a close game, and we had a lot of great contributions, and it was winnable, and it was tough to lose that game, but she just had an immense freshman year, and as you say, it's really attributable to her total all-out effort, and there is a toughness to that because it doesn't mean you're knocking people out. It's just that you never give up, and she's a great rebounder for that reason, and she made a lot of huge shots. So yeah, I'm excited, and her enthusiasm, is just infectious and really powers the team a lot. So it's great to have her back with us, and it's we're looking forward to the year.
The next person is Katie Morvan,
Right.
who is a senior. I've seen her her whole career.
Right.
She's very tall. She loves that jumper from the elbow that she's knocked out. We
Right.
talked about it against Norwich when she dropped in 26 points. And had a huge game against a tough team.
Right.
As your second leading rebounder.
Right.
But Katie, she's had a decent career.
Right.
What do you expect from her?
Well, I'm hoping that she's been a force. First of all, she again is one of the bigger kids in the league, and she does have a great medium range shot. Just like it happens in pro basketball, sometimes the biggest guys, their game is really more a perimeter game or mid range game. The games that Katie has made that shot, she always rebounds. She works hard to go get the ball. Foul trouble. Last year it seemed like she had more than her share. I know sometimes they actually keep their eye on the biggest kid, and you don't get even a fair benefit sometimes. If it's a 50-50 thing, they're calling the foul against the bigger guy because they figure maybe she has that advantage. So we've worked on situations where she appears to be boxed out or somebody has position. And again, we don't want to exceed too many of those situations, but she has to resist the temptation to keep fighting over people because those fouls are a little too easy to call. When she's not the shooter and she can really maneuver and go get it, she's huge for us because when she gets them there, she can put it back up there and then get fouled. She's a great foul shooter. And again, her enthusiasm level this year, she's a senior captain, and she's been doing a great job. So, I'm looking for giant things from her, pardon the pun, but she's excited about the year, and I think she's going to have a huge one. We go back to having her done that against Norwich. Not only was it a great team, but literally they had the player of the year in the conference who was their center. And Katie, just rose to the occasion there. Again, a winnable game for us here would have been huge. So we're going to try to build on that. And again, the Johnson and Wales game that she and Abby kind of combined, one at the end of regulation, one at the end of overtime to kind of get those key baskets for us. So we're looking for huge things. And
Amanda Bolio saw a lot of time last year.
Yep.
Another, she's great down low,
Right.
hard-working kid. Real tough. Fights for the rebounds. What's she's going to bring to the table this year for you?
You're right. She is very strong underneath, and she, unfortunately, she plays down low, and her height is not an advantage there, but her strength is, and her, kind of her patience in making those post moves and not trying to rush things, because she has to really get the person out of position in order to be able to score, underneath. She also has done a great job so far this year when she makes those moves of looking where people are to kick the ball out. And a lot of times, by making a great post move and drawing a helper in the defense, she doesn't have to score it. Now she's created an opening for somebody else. I think she came back, knowing what we were going to ask of her, and like conditioning-wise was better. And she's worked super hard in the preseason. So I think she's going to play a huge role for us. We seem to have a strong guard group, and we have some good front court people, but we don't have as many of them. So we need them all to, because we're trying to run all the time, and that gets tiring. And maybe sometimes last year, by trying to push that all the time, near the end of games, maybe fatigue was, people are working just as hard, but it takes its toll. So having some other, combinations this year is going to help us tremendously. And she does a great job down low, and is very physical and tough, and you need that to be successful.
Missy Collins returns. She's going to be a big piece for you guys. Just watching her first year, she was phenomenal. Right. So, what are you expecting from her this year?
Well, Missy, is the one of the first people that after I got here and got settled in, had coached against her in high school. Really went out and, regardless of majors or anything, really would try. Let's go see if this kid can come to Mount Ida, and was a high school leader on her team, and has a lot of offensive weapons. Loves the game, and as you said, and we had talked about before, did a great job as a freshman. Unfortunately, circumstances last year wasn't able to play. We were thrilled that she, stuck with it and pursued this to come back. And we had our scrimmage the other night against Curry, kind of really picked right back up where she left off. She's strong going to the basket. She just, does everything with confidence, and she has a great outside shot as well. And now with Shannon and Ebony, who are not here in Missy's first, year, Jaylene was, but the rest of our guards were not. Missy will get more front court time now, and she's a pretty tough matchup for other forwards defensively, because she can take the ball on the floor from the outside or shoot it from the outside, and she's strong, so she'll go in there and jump well with people. So, she brings a lot back. We've got to make sure her, get her healthy. Taking a year off is difficult because you're not out there every day during basketball season for a couple hours, staying in shape or working real hard. So we got to get back to that. But she's been a welcome addition back.
Maybe like another Shannon Wood type of deal. And
she is. She doesn't look to shoot the outside shot as much as Shannon does, but she penetrates. She's extremely quick and really breaks people down. She really gets to the lane, effectively, and really looks to set people up. So she plays right into our fast break game. The other night at Curry, she really lit the place up a couple times in traffic, on the go, with her ball handling. For a preseason game, and just the first time she's played with us was electric, and some good stuff happened. Very tough play. From Hartford, played at Buckley High School before her Division II career started. Was a great leader there on a very good team, and real tough player. Loves to play the game, and very energetic. Gets fired up. So we have, she's going to be a tremendous addition, and she played. She was on the court with Shannon a lot. Will be, and with Jaylene, and that'll help us really get after people in terms of pressing. So she just helps us tremendous, and it's going to be great. I'm glad that we were able to work out her coming here and finish her college. Great group. And so we have a great group, and so far it's been really fun working with them. They've been working very hard. We have the scrimmage tomorrow night against Gordon, and after that, we've been thinking as we've gone through our preseason, kind of focused on upcoming opponents to help motivate us. And I think it's paid off, and I know they seem like they're ready. And we had a great, scrimmage at Curry, and we built up to that a little bit, and didn't want to treat it just like, well, it's a scrimmage. And everybody played, and we played hard, and we won, and we were working to do that. So We have a great, tough early non-conference schedule, and we'll go after it, and we're going into every game planning to win and figure out a way. So they've been great to work with so far.
Well, Coach, thanks so much. Good luck, and
All right.
and as usual, it's good. It's nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All right.
Coach.
All right.